Hi, we're Steve and Audra. We're all about low-budget travel as we go on adventures in our Ford Transit cargo van that we're converting to a tiny home on wheels. Recently, we've been taking a break from our van build to do some traveling. If you've been following along, you've seen our recent travels from Florida to Louisiana to get to New Orleans, where we enjoyed the vibrant culture, food, and beautiful historic architecture.
And now tonight we got to go.
This week, we're leaving the city behind to get out into nature to enjoy some trails and waterfront views in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. We hope you'll come along for the ride as we share the places we discover and how we do low-budget van life along the way. We started our day in the Starbucks parking lot, taking advantage of free Wi-Fi to get some work done and make our plans for the day. We looked at the map to see what was around and found a park that looked promising.
We arrived at Fontainebleau State Park, located less than an hour north of New Orleans. The entrance fee is just $3 per person.
This 2,800-acre park is located on the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. It has some nice nature trails, as well as access to a 27-mile-long rails-to-trails biking and hiking trail.
We found a shady spot to park the van and decided to make some lunch.
So before we left, this time we actually froze some food. We thought that would be more efficient than buying ice. And then once we stopped using the whole thing as a fridge and unhooked it, we moved the freezer stuff, the frozen stuff down into the fridge, and now we're using it up. Last night we couldn't really find a good place to stay in New Orleans or even right around it, so we headed to the Cracker Barrel that was northeast in Stillman or something like that. And instead of going back to New Orleans today, we decided to come to this park because this morning we actually went to the Starbucks parking lot, spent a few hours doing work using their Wi-Fi, and then we came to this park. We're doing a little exploring, making some food, we got showers. So this is one of our favorite go-to meals, white chicken chili, and then we brought sour cream and cheese to put on top with tortilla chips. That's what's for dinner. We're gonna go explore some of the trails before the sun sets. This Spanish moss is so cool. We have it at home, but not like this. Love the Spanish moss. So pretty. Kind of makes everything feel more magical, I think. And maybe a little mysterious.
Kind of reminds you of a storybook.
After our short storybook hike through the moss-covered trees of the nature trail, we walked out into the marsh boardwalk. We spotted several birds and ran into a fellow nature lover.
Their hair is like very, very, very coarse. It pretty much repels the water.
Yeah.
They're cute, but they're nasty at the same time.
Yeah, right.
We believe the ROUSs were actually nutria.
Over 400 different species live in and around Fontainebleau. Bordered on three sides by water and with its diverse ecosystems, it's a welcome habitat for birds. We enjoyed sitting for a while, just enjoying the peaceful afternoon and the sounds of the many birds.
After exploring the marsh area, we continued our hike through the woods.
Can we make it through without falling in the mud? Putting my money on the fact that she's going down. Oh boy, yep.
Oh, just be careful at the bottom of your pants. There you go. You're the one that rode your bike through that deep water the other time. You're crazy.
David.
Can we do it? Looks a little wet back here. Ugh. Ugh. It was a bit wet and muddy on some of the trail, but we pressed on. Oh, that's cool over there.
Do you ever wonder if these things were never actually anything? Or just some dude got bored one day, threw some bricks together and started spinning a tale. Hey, this used to be something. And everyone else has kind of bought into it.
So we've noticed these little piles. Looks like some kind of animal has made. See? What is that? Check out this cool tree.
This is how Audra winds up taking literally thousands of photographs on our trips.
But everything's so pretty.
She'll take maybe 20 steps if you're lucky. Oh, gotta take another photo.
But look at all the Spanish moss. It's such a beautiful evening here. And it seems to be a popular place for wedding photography. Can you spy Steve over there in a red sweatshirt? I was very excited about seeing the sunset here. It was the main draw after I saw some beautiful sunset photos of the park online.
Take the next right, then you'll arrive at your destination.
We found a park this morning, and breakfast is now being served. Cooked up by Chef Steve. Yum. I like my corned beef hash. We decided to take advantage of the beautiful morning and go for a little hike. So on this trip we've been winging it a little more than normal. This morning Steve looked at the map to find a park so we could make breakfast, and we happened upon this great place, Bayfront Park I think it's called, in Daphne, Alabama. We're right across the water from Mobile. It's a pretty little place. We didn't realize there was this hiking path. The water is calm and nice. It's just a beautiful morning. So we're enjoying our little impromptu stop, and we're going to do some work later today. We were pleasantly surprised by all this little free park had to offer.
This was such a nice, peaceful spot to walk and relax.
So this is our makeshift editing studio for today. Working on this week's video. The park has been kind enough to provide us with some power for our computers. We sat down together to work on our weekly video, which hopefully you've already seen by now. I worked on scripting while Steve edited. We spent several hours working at our makeshift studio and then enjoyed another beautiful sunset. Welcome to Mississippi. We are now arriving at the Gulf Coast Scenic Byway, I think the beginning of it, in Mississippi, heading towards Gulfport. So we're going to cross over the St. Louis Bridge. Yuck, I'd not like to swim in that water, I don't think. There's some nice places along the water, along the brown water. As we started heading back to Florida, we decided to take the scenic coastal route. It was nice being able to drive along the water for much of the trip.
Just outside of Biloxi, we found another park. This one a little odd.
Oh. That was weird. Here we are making dinner. Warming up some chicken for some wraps. This is one of our quick and easy go-to meals in the van. I don't know how this will stay, but can you open the... It's a little different when it's a foreman versus that. Oh, yeah. Dinner is served. Chicken wrap with tomato, pesto, lettuce, mayonnaise, cheese. Bon appetit.
We give our wraps 4.865 vans on our famous van rating scale.
We're not really quite sure what this place is. It's not really labeled as a park, we don't think. Steve thought maybe it was just a mistake. I don't know, people use it as a park. We have no idea why this, in the center, there's this square section of water, like this reservoir. Maybe this used to be something else? We saw some weird things at this park, or whatever it was, but it worked out well for a spot to make dinner before continuing on with our trip.
We drove through Mobile, headed to our overnight spot at a Cracker Barrel.
We hope you've enjoyed this adventure. Next, we're heading back to the Florida Panhandle to explore some charming towns and more beautiful scenery along the Gulf Coast. Make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell on so you don't miss future episodes. As always, thanks for watching. We hope to see you again next time.